Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Zoar. I believe that's how it's pronounced, but this was created by Data East in 1982, and at around the same time, a game called Mission X was released. This was like early 1982. I say this because both games are very, very similar, and they were both created by Data East. They bear resemblance to XEVIOUS, which was actually released later that year. So these came out before XEVIOUS. But I say that because Mission X is absolute garbage. It really sucks. And I think Zoar came out a little bit later as sort of an improvement from Mission X. Mission X only has one fire button, and you fly over a landscape just like this, but you have a different looking plane. And you can only bomb the ground targets in Mission X until flying enemies show up, and then your bombs turn into shots. Zoar is much better. You can both bomb and shoot. You can't do them both exactly at the same time, which is kind of stupid. But it's definitely an improvement over Mission X. Inexplicably, Mission X got an Intellivision port, because the game just sucks. But this is definitely better. Go ahead and get started. But your levels end when you reach a landing strip. Then you go to the next level. And you can dive and climb by pushing down or up on the joystick. You don't move up the screen, you just dive and climb. And when you dive, you move much faster, and you can bomb the ground targets much easier. You can bomb while you're up this high. It's much safer to stay high, to climb all the way up like this. Your bombs have a harder time reaching the ground targets, but it's much safer to stay up way high. You will get greeted by airborne enemies, so you won't be hurting for points. You can score a hell of a lot easier in this game than you can with Mission X. And you can get a bonus for shooting a group of enemies. Those enemies are too low. I would have had to dive a little bit to reach those. You can just stay airborne, at your highest peak if you want. Whoops. Yeah, this is much, much better than Mission X, and I think of it as kind of an upgrade to it. Yeah, when you get to the landing strip, you'll need to have dove down as low as you can well before you reach it. Otherwise, you're just going to pass it completely, which is also really stupid. But you don't have to land on the landing pad. You just get some bonus points, not very many, which is dumb. But we'll look at what it looks like to get some points for touching the landing pad. But see at the bottom left it says PTN, that stands for pattern, so pattern 2, so it's like level 2. There's no end to this game. Oops. The ground targets can shoot at you, shoot missiles up at you when you're at your highest peak, and they can reach you. But yeah, this game's really not all that great, but at least it's a lot better than Mission X. We will look at Mission X later. This game made an appearance on the arcade game show STARCADE. I got an extra life. Oops. Think you get an extra life. What the hell happened to the sound? Sound went out for some reason. Well, now you get to put in your initials. And I don't think it scrolls down when you press left or right at the edges. You have to push down or up to move up or down. But that is Zoar by Data East in 1982. And I'll show you in just a second what it looks like to actually touch down on the runway and get some points. Yeah, the graphics are really nothing special, and XEVIOUS was a much better game, but this is at least an improvement from... yeah, that's just in the demo showing the runway. I'll show you what it looks like to actually touch down, but you have to dive down well in advance before you get there. Otherwise, you're just going to fly right over it. We'll just play a little bit before we get to the landing strip. But yeah, the arcade game show STARCADE had this game on it on at least one episode. The sounds are a little bit different than in Mission X, but they're nothing to sneeze at. They're nothing special. But yeah, being able to have both a fire and a bomb button is really important, and you didn't get that in Mission X. But it's pretty stupid that you can't use both at the same time. You have to shoot or bomb. It's got no music at all while you play. Those targets you had to dive a little bit to destroy. And I got whoop-de-doo, I got barely over 100 points. Well, at any rate, there's the Mission X cabinet, and we'll look at a little bit of gameplay from Mission X. Although that has a kicker in the cabinet for some strange reason. Yeah, the graphics are extremely bland with Mission X. I think maybe they were a little bit improved with Zoar. Yeah, they were. See, you got a different looking plane, and right now you can only bomb. You can dive and climb like in Zoar. Yeah, the graphics are extremely dull. We'll play a little bit here. But again, you can only bomb up till the point where airborne enemies appear. Then your bombs turn into shots. I really don't know why they bothered to make an Intellivision port of this game. It really sucks. I did a review for Mission X a long time ago, and I think that was my 100th video, my first centennial. I remember seeing Mission X at my dad's bowling alley when he was doing League on Monday nights back in the early 80s. I've never seen Zoar. There, I got a little bit of a bonus for touching the runway, not much. But yeah, you have to dive in plenty of time to be able to land on the runway and get at least some points. Yeah, this game was just garbage. Zoar's much better, but Zoar's still no world beater by any means. But these both came out before XEVIOUS. I believe XEVIOUS came out like November or December of 1982. And these came out like somewhere around March 1982. It was definitely not one of the better DECO Cassette System games. Now we've got the airborne enemies, and now you saw me shooting bullets. But yeah, this game sucks. You can only shoot bullets or bombs, and hardly ever bullets, just for when the airborne enemies show up. Now that is Mission X. But we were largely watching the game Zoar, created by Dead Ace in 1982. Mission X sucks. Well, that was Zoar by Data East in 1982, and here it's in the Toggle cabinet, but it was by Data East. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Zoar by Data East in 1982, and I will catch you later in the future with another game. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.